Okay, it's Thursday, December 22nd. This is an end of the day SPY recap on the daily chart. You can see we started with a two down day below the midpoint of the prior day, worked all the way down to our first target, and then there was a bit of buying that came in. By the end of the day, still a red bar though, heading lower, and still a target to this yellow line. That is this stop right here, which then becomes very close to this stop down here. So even though we bought a little bit towards the end of the trading, we'll have to see, what develops tomorrow if we want to continue a little lower in line with the weekly chart that is now red to the downside after a 3-bar here. So it's a 3-2. We could just rally tomorrow, kind of close near the purple line, turning the bar green, and that would kind of look like a relatively weak hammer bar, which might mean we reverse into next week. So we'll have to see. It'll be kind of important how things close tomorrow. And given that buying towards the end of the day, you don't know if that means it might be tough to continue lower, or was that going to be an area where there are some buyers stepping in. We'll find out tomorrow. But in terms of today, actually, when I first filmed my spot pre-market video, the SPY was right here. It was before 7:30. I think there was something released that, put the ultimate pre-market down here, and then, below the weekly line, the purple line, which turns the weekly chart red at that point, you opened up below there with a big 15-minute red bar. So it's pretty clear you were going short. And you had a 2-down day. The 2-down day projected down here to start. And, I was talking about after the 5 or 6 or so, red days in a row, one little pullback would set up a good sell opportunity when it presented itself. And today price action jumped right in and gave me a 2-down day with a target down here. So if you look, I'll draw that on the other I'll draw it on the daily chart and hold it in place, and you could see here where the target was on the 15-minute chart. Kind of right over here was your target. So, if you got short in here, kind of a pause, it continued, you get out near your target or most of your position, and then you can see why. I mean, we try to go a little further, but there was no, it was an orderly pullback that started, but it never gave you a kind of a red secondary trade to test those lows again. It just continued up pretty much for most of the afternoon. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We're still in a negative, mode, but that buying here, we'll just have to see what that means tomorrow. If we open up, I guess, somewhere the pre-market near the midpoint of this bar and start higher, it's possible we just broadened up a little bit, broadened down, and then we're broadening up in a choppy kind of mode. It is possible, but that's what I'll have to monitor the pre-market action tomorrow relative to this area here where the buying came in. But anyway, today, very clear trade, great trend. That's another reason why also for my methodology, I'm trading early and taking my gains in the morning move. And that's the main thing I'm looking for. I've seen a lot of days like this where it comes down and that's all you get. And then there's no real opportunity in the afternoon, or that's the biggest move of the day. So, if there's an orderly pullback, then you kind of look for a secondary push down. We didn't really develop that here, so it was just a great morning trade to the downside. You could have taken your profits here, and then that's it for the day. And a lot of times, whether it's the downside or the upside, you look for that first move to be the bulk of the move on the day. And in this case, it shows you why, because we took out, especially once you hit your target at that point, and especially since it was a pretty big target down here, good opportunity to take profits here. Again, price action led us to that. But let's see what happens tomorrow now. End of the week, we want to see how that bar closes. And if we can kind of head down a little bit, close pretty strongly red, then we'll anticipate maybe a 3-2-2 continuation. If we don't really close too strong to the red side, then next week, it's anyone's guess, but we could definitely get the reversal back to the upside. So let's see what happens tomorrow.